when I was teaching concealed carry for civilians, we're teaching a lot of these courses. When Wisconsin opened up their concealed carry, and we were on the range one day because you had to have X amount of time in the state of Wisconsin, classroom training, mandated by the state. I think it was like 4 or 5 or 6 hours, but there wasn't a mandated range time. But because we were issuing their certificate to the state saying that, yeah, you went through the course.
Yep. You're functional.
As a liability for us, to reduce liability on us, we said, okay, well, if you want to come to our course and you want to get your certificate, you can do that. But we're not going to do the minimum. We're going to go beyond the minimum. Because if you're going to carry live ammunition around me and my family, you better have some idea what the fuck you're dealing with.
Right. 100%.
So we integrated sim training. We had a little shoot house and we put together scenarios where you're in a grocery store, you're in a gas station, you're surrounded by other people, you're surrounded by children, and you have to take a shot. You have to make a decision to take a shot or even draw your weapon in a crowded civilian area. And whether or not you're capable of taking that shot and hitting what you're aiming at or killing somebody innocent behind you, which I think is completely legitimate. Like if you're going to carry a weapon and you want to be responsible for you and your family, completely understand that, 100% with you. I carry a weapon all the time.
Yep.
What I'm saying is you should have some idea of the stress that you're going to be under and how difficult it's going to be to make that decision when you need to make it. And not only that, be able to perform and hit what you're aiming at, because you're going to be nervous.
Well, and you're going to get tunnel vision. All of a sudden, you're not seeing the kid.
There are so many things that you've never experienced in life. That is going to happen in that situation. That, I mean, a lot of people render completely. I've seen soldiers freeze up when they get into combat. I mean, just, you know, it's so much, it's overwhelming.
Right.
You're talking about
adrenaline.
You're talking about the adrenaline. You're talking about what's going on around you. You're talking about people screaming. You're talking about fire coming. You're talking about explosions. I mean, the chaos and the fog of war. Now you're a civilian who's never dealt with any of that.
Right.
Never had any introduction to any of that. And you're carrying a whatever pistol.
9mm Glock 19.
Or the point is, we would do sim training with these folks. You know, we'd make it loud. We would create confusion. We'd create chaos. We do all the things like this is actually what you're going to experience in this situation. It isn't like a video game where you're going to walk in, you're going to play
Duck Hunt.
It's not like you're going to walk in and it's playing Duck Hunt. Everything's calm and cool and you can just pull your pistol and drill around and be the hero for the day. That's not how these things happen.
And either way, you're getting arrested.
Well, yeah, you're definitely getting arrested. And we go into depth about how to deal with that. But the point is, we'd have, it was a 2-day course. So we did the mandated classroom instruction for the first half of the Saturday, right?
Yep.
And then the second half of that Saturday, we'd create scenarios where we did sim rounds, we'd do other things. We'd create confusion, create chaos, and give them a little sense of what that would feel like. So it's not their first indoctrination when, unfortunately, something like that ever happens, which is a good thing.
Yeah. And
then the second day was all range, 8 hours of range, 8 hours of shooting. And we'd have them on the line. We'd have multiple targets sitting up there behind them. And the military does this. We'd color and number code them. So you go down the lines and we'd spray can, red, green, blue, yellow, whatever.
Yep.
And we number them. It is.
Right.
But there's 5 targets on this thing, or 6, whatever your configuration is. And each one of them numbered. Sometimes the number's just right in the middle, sometimes above it, whatever it is, right? So you're looking at your candidate and you're like, okay, red 3, green 5, blue 6. So in their head, they're drawing their weapon, and this is all timed.
Yeah.
And they're red 3, blue 5, green 6, whatever it is, right? So not only is it you're identifying the target, but where you need to hit them.
Right.
And where this plays into psychology of it is You're slowing yourself down.
You're breathing.
You're breathing. You're concentrating on not only which target, but where you have to hit that target.
Right.
It forces you to concentrate. And the whole time we were standing on the line one day at the range with all these students. And so we were standing with our backs
to the
targets
facing the students.
And we're facing the students, right? And I was actually kind of half off. So I was between the students and him. And one of the students asked something along the lines of, you know, how much do you think you need to shoot to be able to carry a weapon around other people and be effective using it if you had to use it, if your family was in danger? Essentially what they were asking is,
how much do I got to practice?
How much do I have to practice to feel comfortable shooting? I mean, and the way that we always put it was, imagine your kid is standing right next to or behind this person.
Yeah.
If you're going to draw your weapon, you're going to squeeze that trigger, press the trigger, whatever you want to say. If you're going to draw your weapon and press that trigger, imagine your kid standing right next to that person, in front of that person, behind that person. Like, you better be sure of what you're going to hit.
Yeah.
But they were asking him this, and he looked over at me and he said, you know, Jasper, green 5, red, blue, yellow 6. I drew my weapon because we're all wearing ear protection.
Yep.
And he's standing right here. And I just, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, right around his head and reholstered.
Yeah.
Because that's the level that we had trained at.
Sure.
You thought half those people were going to throw up.
Yeah. They weren't.
Because they were like, you just shot around his fucking head. And I'm like, yeah.
That's how it's going to be.
What do you think is going to happen? Like, you're going to shoot past somebody's head. And if it's your kid or somebody else or some bystander, like, you're holding an incredible responsibility.
Right.
You draw that weapon and you press that trigger, you better.
They're not coming back.
Once
you send them,
you damn sure better know you're going to hit where you're going to hit, or you're going to fucking kill innocent people.
Yeah. And then half the people quit the class.
No, well, they honestly, after that, they were like, holy shit. They started rethinking, like, should I really be carrying a gun? It might be a little unfair because, like, Paul and I had spent a lot of time shooting around people.
Right.
And this is what we were doing for quite a while. You know, I did this when I was home on leave from contracting and you know, whatever else.
You know, it's kind of the same thing is, you know, you have the constitutional right to carry a weapon.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have a very high responsibility.
It's a huge responsibility
to be efficient with said weapon.
Yeah, no, that's
and even if you're you're defending yourself and you're in imminent danger, you're gonna pay the family of that victim hundreds of thousands of dollars in civil court.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people don't think about that. I had several opportunities when I was living in North Carolina to defend myself lethally.
Yeah.
One instance in particular, like we were living on the 2 other TACPs and I decided to rent a house. And one of us was always gone, you know, I mean, it's very rarely all 3 of us were there. Usually it was just one of us that was there.
Yep.
But it was kind of right on a not so nice neighborhood and kind of a nice neighborhood. But there was one night where somebody actually broke into the house. It was just me there and my girlfriend at the time. And I always had a shotgun. Shotgun is, a lot of people ask, like, what's the best home defense weapon?
12 gauge.
Okay, so you have to take into account a couple things here.
Who's shooting it is the biggest thing.
Well, not only who is shooting it, all right? You shoot a fucking shotgun inside of a house, you're not hearing anything for a hot minute.
Yeah.
First off, okay? I agree with using like a buckshot, not even a buckshot, like a bird shot, nitro bird shot.
That'll do all the damage you need.
Yeah, at that range, you don't even have to be that accurate. You shoot a shotgun with bird shot at fairly close range, you don't even have to be that accurate. You're going to hit. I mean, unless you're aiming in a different direction.
Yeah.
You're going to hit whoever's coming through there.
Yeah.
But there's several factors that come in here. A shotgun has a very distinct sound to it when you charge it.
Yes.
Like that in itself has a psychological effect.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to be John C. Wizard high shooter. I just have to get close to you.
Yeah.
And you're going to catch some of this. And,
at 20 feet, bird shot will blow your head off.
I don't even have to, you know what I'm saying? You don't even have to be that good with it. You're going to hit it. You know, you're going to hit something.
They're going to have a bad day.
So I like the psychological effect
of racking,
of having a shotgun.
Yeah.
And I can tell you this from honest experience. I racked a shotgun and I told the dude, I was like, I think you might be entering the wrong house, in much less subtle terms.
Yeah.
And that dude Wile E. Coyote down the road so fast that, I mean, like it was like a cartoon, like the screen fell and he was gone.
Yeah.
And I had buddies that were like, dude, why did you shoot him? And I was like, why would I shoot him?
Yeah.
I mean, the amount legally,
the liability,
and civilly it comes out. And not only that, like, yes, legally I could have killed this person. I could have just sat there with a shotgun, waited and come through the window that he was already took the screen off, already got the window up, like he was halfway in.
Yeah.
I could have just popped him right there, right? I might have been cleared of that legally. I'm still going to jail that night.
Oh, for sure.
My guns are still getting confiscated.
Yep, all of them.
I'm getting charged with a felony.
Yep.
I'm going to jail for a hot minute. Then maybe I get let on bail.
Yeah.
I mean, this process could take a year. It could take 2 years before I'm cleared of it. I'm dealing with all those legal matters I got to pay for. And right now I'm accused of a felony murder charge.
Yeah.
My military clearance obviously gone, right? Like they'd probably wait for the trial to start UCMJing me. I don't know. Right. So that's not worth, he's not posing me any threat. He's breaking into the house to steal something.
Yeah.
Okay. If he came in through the door with an AK and a couple of flashbangs, that's kind of a different story.
Right.
The dude's just trying to jimmy a window and come in through a screen.
Yeah. That'd be a tough sell on that your life was in danger.
I mean, I'm not saying like if I was backed in a corner, that's one thing, you know what I mean? But
yeah, no, that's the thing.
People are like, shoot him, kill him, you know, whatever. And I'm like, one of my roommates is like, he's like, why do you kill him? I'm like, dude, we're right on the border of like a not so nice neighborhood and a nice neighborhood. And I'm like, do you want to be the house on the neighborhood that killed the local kid or whoever for coming through the window? And not only what that's going to put me under, if I even clear it on the criminal side, now I have to deal with the civil side, which is much less on the evidence side.
Oh yeah.
Civilly speaking, the family's going to sue the fuck out of you.
Yeah. And they're going to win.
Without a doubt. Oh yeah. Yeah. Why were you killing little Johnny for coming in to steal a fucking TV? He's just trying to support his family or whatever.
Yeah. He's got a grandma that's going to cry.
Didn't have any weapons, didn't have whatever.
Yep.
Your castle law might have saved you criminally, but now you're going to get fucking raped civilly. And why?
Exactly. Now, if, like I said, you hit it on the head. If he came in the front door with 6 dudes and bazookas, different story.
Yeah. I mean, have a little common sense. Take a minute to ascertain the situation, to measure what's going on actually.
And most people, if they hear I would like to believe if they break into your house and they hear you rack the 12 gauge, you're immediately going to get their attention.
Oh no, I absolutely did. Yeah.
And maybe that is what spurred him to turn his life around.
Yeah, maybe think, hey, you know what? This is not a deal.
Run into the wrong guy and the wrong guy.
Well, and it's the funny thing is like we're not small. I'm probably one of the smallest guys that was in my unit.
Yeah,
and I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds.
Yeah,
most guys were over 6 foot, like probably 225, 230.
Yeah,
and I don't think any of us had more than 6 or 7 or 8% body fat.
Yeah,
I mean, we're but you see guys like that coming in and out of this house all the time. Obviously, these people didn't stake the place out. They were just looking for, they thought it might be an easy hit.
Quick.
They didn't take a minute to really.
No, they didn't understand the target. So I see 3 guys like you going in and out of a house.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
and half the time we're wearing camis.
Yeah.
So obviously this person, there were so many things in the millisecond that went running through my mind Like this dude is just here to try to steal something.
Yeah.
You know? But back to what we were saying. So like the best home defense weapon. So on one hand, I want to tell you that like a shotgun with birdshot is without a doubt probably the best home defense weapon you can use. And on the other hand, it's very hard to wield a shotgun
Close
with
quarters.
one hand while you're trying to reach for a doorknob, while you're trying to reach for your kids, while you're trying to reach for a flashlight,
Whatever.
try and do whatever. It's very difficult to do that with one hand, especially if you're a female.
Right.
So a lot of guys have gone to, well, they have these cool little shot rounds for 9mm. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. It's like a little bird shot and 9mm round. Kind of cool. Plus, obviously, you can attach all the things to your pistol and you can use one hand.
I have a light.
And you have your other hand.
Yeah.
The lighting thing is a different thing. So, although we have lights, most military and law enforcement have lights on the weapons.
Yep.
That's because usually we're coming in force. Okay.
Right. Makes sense.
When you're defending yourself,
you don't want those.
It's just you.
Yeah.
You turn the light on. Now you've told anybody and everybody
where you are,
exactly where you are and where to shoot.
Right.
So typically what we do when we talk to people about having a light is not on the weapon. It's in a separate hand and you do short fires with it.
Yeah.
So you have your weapon and you use, glow in the dark, Trijicon sights, whatever it is that you have.
Yep.
Right. You don't attach that light to the weapon. You keep it out away from you and lower or higher than your head and center mass.
Yeah.
And you do quick fires with it. Which what I mean quick fire, you have the push button.
Yeah.
Yeah, you highlight an area, let it go. Highlight an area, let it go. Problem is it kind of fucks with your night sight a little bit.
Yep.
You don't want it near you.
Yep.
Okay. You definitely want to stick your arm out. If you have ambient light, don't use it at all. If it's you got the moon out, you got stars, you got a street light.
Sure.
Don't touch that light unless you absolutely have to. But you're not trying to clear the house.
Right.
You're trying to clear a path to get you and your family out. That's like the most important thing. I'm not trying to clear my house. I'm getting my kids, my family. There's nothing in that house worth our lives.
Right.
I'm going to grab them and I'm going to get out. Unless you back me in a corner, I'm going to leave. I'm going to call law enforcement because that's their job.
To clear the house.
To do what they got to do. And then I'm clear of any criminal, civil liability. I've got my family. We're safe.
Yep.
We're gone. This dude's there to rob something. Let the cops deal with it.
Yep.
That's not me. I'm not going to jail tonight unless I have to. Now you back me in a corner. That's totally different story.
Yeah.
It's going to be violent and brutal real quick. And then I'll deal with that. But you put me in that situation. If it's just me and my family and I can get out, I'm leaving.
No, 100%. And
I'm not.
Well, and that's just common sense too.
You would think it is.
Cooler heads.
How many videos have you seen where some of these self-defense and whatever dudes blows my mind? How many of them are trying to train civilians on how to clear a house? You know how many SWAT teams I've worked with? The level that they have to train to and participate in close quarter combat. There are military units, infantry units that don't get enough time doing that. And it's still not proficient for them. They do the best that they can with the training that they have. But you're talking about military, that's their job as a unit, as a team, are training to do close quarter battle.
Yeah.
And they have to train, and they're still not awesome at it, right?
Right.
And you're trying to teach
Bill from accounting how to do it.
Mom and pop civilian how to clear their house.
Yeah.
You're setting them up for failure.
Yeah. Just
get your kids and get the fuck out. Let the cops deal with it.
Yeah.
There's nothing in that house that's worth you dying.
Exactly.
Nothing. And there's definitely nothing in the house worth you getting involved in some kind of homicide case where now you're locked up. You can't support your family. You're not there for your family. They've confiscated your guns. You've lost your job. Like, you're going to be tied up in lawyer fees. And then if you actually get clear to the criminal side, now you're going to get sued civilly.
Yeah.
Your life is fucked.
Yeah.
Grab your kids, unless you're backed into a corner, grab your kids and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Grab your family, get out of there. Let the cops do their job. That's what they get paid to do.
Yep.
Let them do their job. There's a lot of people that want to be Rambo that have never been in Rambo situations.
Right.
And don't realize how messed up that can be and how quickly the tables turn and how stressful and how chaotic and everything else. And you want to put your family in that?
Yeah.
You
no
want to
thanks.
put your family in that kind of situation?
Yeah, just get
Nobody
out.
wants to do that that's ever been there.
No.
Like
Nobody signs up for that.
no, you're going to get fucking legally and financially ruined at the end of it. Well, that was a fun rant.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. I'll stop recording and I'll start editing.